welcome to my YouTube channel Fairy Tutor. So in the last class we seen about line spectrum. So in this session I am going to teach you about Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. So according to the Niels Bohr, atom consists of a nucleus, and around those nucleus in a particular paths the electrons are revolving. So the paths are said to be orbits. So as long as the electrons revolving in those particular paths, their energy is fixed. So that's why the energy levels are said to be stationary orbits. These are said to be stationary orbits. Stationary orbits. So these stationary orbits are present at different distances. These stationary orbits are present at different distances from the nucleus. So let us see. This is the nucleus. So around the nucleus there are different orbits, stationary orbits. They are present with different distances. They are present with different distances from the nucleus. Right? So when the electron is jumped from, so let us see, this is ground state and this is excited state. This is ground state and this is excited state. So when electron is jumped from ground state to excited state by gaining some energy, when electron is jumped from lower energy level to higher energy level, that means ground state to excited state, it gains some energy. So when it is gains some energy, it is excited from its ground state level. So its energy is retains forever when it is reaches to the higher energy level? No. It again loses its energy and returns to the ground state, and the energy is emitted in the form of electromagnetic radiation. The energy is emitted when the electron is returns to the ground level. Its energy is emitted in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So when this electromagnetic radiation's wavelength is in the visible region, it is said to be emission spectrum. Emission spectrum. When the electromagnetic energy's wavelength is in the visible region, what is the visible region? 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. So this electromagnetic radiation is in the visible region, so it is emission spectrum. So actually the energies of electrons in an atom when they are in particular orbits, so they have some values like E1, E2, E3 and so on. So these type of values are consist when the electrons are present at particular orbits. So the energies regarding to the energy levels, the energies of these states are said to be stationary states. Stationary energy levels. Stationary energy levels are stationary states. So when electron is jumped from lower energy level to higher energy level, it gains some energy, it absorbs the energy. So it emits the energy when the electron is returns to the higher energy level to lower energy level. So in this way Bohr's model is explained all the line spectra of hydrogen atom. So it is the successful model to explain the hydrogen line spectrum. But when we are observed this line spectra of hydrogen through a high resolution spectroscope, so there a group of fine lines are observed. a group of fine lines are observed. So those fine lines are not explained by the Niels Bohr. So that's why Bohr's model is failed to explain the fine spectra. That means splitting of spectral lines is said to be fine spectra. So he could not explain that. So that's why Bohr's model failed. So after that, an account of splitting of line spectra or spectral lines. To explain this, Sommerfeld, so the scientist Sommerfeld introduced elliptical orbits to the Bohr's model. What he explained? Elliptical orbits. Elliptical orbits are introduced by Sommerfeld to overcome the defect of Bohr's model. So let us see how he was explained by introducing the elliptical orbits to the Bohr's model. So in the Sommerfeld's model, he was introduced the elliptical orbits. So like he was placed the first orbit of Bohr's model as circular as such. So the first orbit is in circular only. And for the second orbit, so first orbit is this is first orbit. It is in circular form only. So let us, if it is second orbit of Bohr's model, to this he was introduced added one elliptical orbit. And the nucleus of this atom is present as one of the principal foci for the elliptical orbit. The nucleus is present as one of the principal foci to this elliptical orbit. And to the third orbit of Bohr's model, he was introduced two elliptical orbits, and this is the nucleus. So he was guided by such a fact that the periodic motions under the influence of central force, the nucleus is present as a central one of the principal foci. So in such a way, Sommerfeld is explained the fine spectra of hydrogen. So it is also a successful model to explain the fine spectra of hydrogen, but it is failed to explain the more than one electron atom. So it is failed to explain more than one electron atom. So this is about the Sommerfeld's concept. And next one, so according to Bohr's concept and Sommerfeld concept, when the electron is revolving around the nucleus in a particular path, what is the velocity of the electron? What is the position of the electron? So can we find the position of the electron in an atom? Can we measure the velocity of the electron in an atom? So let us see. Actually, when you are entered into a dark room, to find any articles, we use a torchlight. Yes or no? To find the articles in a dark room, so definitely we need some light. So in the same way, electrons are very small, so they are not visible to our naked eyes. So that's why we definitely have to use some light which have shorter wavelength. So when we are introduced that shorter wavelength of light to the atom, it causes the disturbance to the motion of electron in that path. So that particular wavelength of light, it causes the disturbance of motion of the electron. So when its motion is disturbed, its position changed and its velocity also same. So that's why simultaneously we cannot measure the position, we cannot find the position and velocity accurately. So by this we can say that the atom does not have a definite boundary. The atom does not have a definite boundary. So if atom does not have a definite boundary, where the electrons are present? Atom does not have a definite boundary, so there is no orbits, then where the electrons are present? To explain this, quantum mechanical model. Quantum mechanical model was introduced and it was developed by Erwin Schrödinger. It was developed by Erwin Schrödinger. So actually atoms does not have a definite boundary. It was explained by using the quantum mechanical model which was developed by Erwin Schrödinger. So if there is no definite orbits, where the electrons are present in an atom. So Schrödinger explained that the atoms are present around the nucleus at a particular region. It does not present at definite orbits and they are not revolving around the nucleus. So they are present at definite regions around the nucleus, around the space of the nucleus. So that particular region where the probability of finding the electron around the nucleus is maximum, that is said to be orbital. Orbital is nothing but where the probability of finding the electron is maximum around the nucleus is said to be orbital. So there we can find the electron in the space around the nucleus. So that particular space is said to be orbital. So that means around the nucleus there are few spaces are there, so to find the electrons. So this is about the Erwin Schrödinger's model and Bohr's and Sommerfeld's model. In the next class we will meet with quantum numbers. So up to then,